Hey everyone, this is James Peterson here. Today we're going to talk about conflict management, and we're going to focus on principled negotiation. So what is conflict? For our purposes in this video, a conflict is an active disagreement between people with opposing opinions or principles. Sometimes you'll hear phrases like constructive conflict, healthy conflict, bad conflict, unhealthy conflict, good conflict, and destructive conflict. The basic point is that some conflict is good. Different opinions and different ideas lead to better results, better outcomes, even bringing people together. Other conflict is bad, leading to worse outcomes and a bad relationship, sending people apart. Good conflict is focused on the issues and focused on the future. It aims for the best outcomes. And with different people striving towards a goal, it brings people together. Bad conflict, on the other hand, has two types. The first type is focused on people and is focused on the past, what someone has done or is perceived to have done. It leads to anger or frustration, resulting in destructive reactions. The second type of bad conflict is focused on the issues and focused on the future. However, the participant is aiming to win at all costs. I'm right and you're wrong. My needs are important, your needs don't matter. The objective is to win, a win-lose. I win, you lose. But this kind of conflict often leads to a lose-lose outcome. Everyone loses. Bad conflict sends people apart. The focus of this video is on conflict management, and the objective of conflict management is to encourage good conflict and discourage bad conflict. To encourage good conflict, you need to create a collaborative environment focused on the objective, where people feel safe to share ideas, and there's an environment of mutual respect. Discouraging bad conflict is mostly about prevention, preventing problems before they occur. So what is our method here? Our method is to use principled negotiation, as described in this book, Getting to Yes, Negotiating Agreement Without Giving In. We'll take a look at the problem with our typical handling of conflicts, the method of principled negotiation, and then yes, but, where we'll look at a few of the challenges. So let's start. The problem. The problem is that we often bargain over positions, and the most important point in principled negotiation is don't bargain over positions. Let's take a look at a scenario. We have two teenagers, brother and sister, at home. They're fighting over some remaining lemon. Both of them want it. What are you doing? I need those lemons. No, I need both slices. I was saving them for today. Too bad, I got here first. No way, I'm older, I'm taking them. Older and dumber, there's no way you're taking them. Dumber? You're failing biology. No way you're getting those lemons. And you failed your driving test. Those lemons are mine. Mom, and we can see how this discussion has escalated. They're locked into positions more than ever. Let's see how Mom solves this. There are two pieces. Why don't you compromise? Take one each. Compromise seems very reasonable in this case, but is it the best outcome? Maybe not. These kids don't think so. That's not fair. I was saving them. I need both slices. Mediation is never an easy job. Read this book. I have to go. There's no way you're getting both of those slices. I would rather die than let you have a single slice. This discussion is riddled with foolishness. Both of them are locked into their positions more than ever. It's no longer about lemons anymore. The conflict is wrapped up with the people, each person demonizing the other. The problem with focusing on positions is it's inefficient. Each side gets locked in. In business, it can lead to damaged relationships. Importantly, a focus on positions doesn't lead to the best solution. So what's the alternative? The alternative is to focus on interests. When focusing on interests, you start with the question why. Why do you want the lemons? And this leads to a learning conversation where you explore each other's stories. Why do you want the lemons? I'm baking a cake. How about you? I'm going to the gym. I want to put the lemon on my water. Do you need the lemon peel or the lemon juice? I just need the lemon juice. How about you? I need 20 milliliters of lemon peel and 10 milliliters of lemon juice. There may be enough juice for both of us. Why don't we squeeze out all of the juice and see how much we have? So they squeeze out the juice. It looks like we have 50 milliliters. You can have 10 milliliters of juice in the peel. I'll take the rest of the juice. Does that sound good? Sounds perfect. When you focus on interests, you can find creative solutions that solve everyone's problems. A compromise may be appropriate in some cases, but maybe there's a better option, a win-win solution. The reason we use principled negotiation is principled negotiation produces wise agreements amicably and efficiently. So let's look more closely at the method of principled negotiation. There are 4 guiding principles. These principles are not in any sequence, rather they guide every interaction, are used at any moment and used at every moment. The principles are: separate the people from the problem, focus on interests, not positions, invent options for mutual gain, and insist on using objective criteria. Let's start with separate the people from the problem. In the first dialogue, there were a lot of irrelevant arguments and personal insults. I'm older and dumber. Dumber, you're failing biology, and you failed your driving test. What does age, IQ, biology grade, or a driving test have to do with those lemons? Now, I know this sounds like a bit of an exaggeration, but then is it? If we reflect on this, I think we often hear these kinds of insults, demonizing the person you disagree with, making disagreements personal versus focusing on the issues. I think it's always important to remember that negotiators are people first. Don't let the relationship become entangled with the problem. Next, focus on interests, not positions. The best way to think about positions is, positions are what you say you want. I need lemons. Interests are what you truly want. You find out someone's true interest by asking why several times. Why? Why? So in this case, why do you need the lemons? I need the lemon juice. Why do you need the lemon juice? I need something good to drink while I'm working out. I like lemon juice and water. This is the interest here. This is the problem that you need to solve, something to drink while working out. A creative negotiator might come up with options other than those lemons. So the brother's position is, I need the lemons. To find out his interests, ask, why do you need the lemons? I need 10 milliliters of lemon juice and 20 milliliters of lemon rind. Why do you need 10 milliliters of lemon juice and 20 milliliters of lemon rind? I promised my friend I would bake a lemon cake for our party. And this is the true interest. A clever negotiator might find another recipe that uses less lemon. If you focus on true interests, then you can invent options for mutual gain. I don't need the peel. I only need 10 milliliters of juice. The idea is to try to find win-win solutions. These solutions can be quite creative, a different cake recipe, an energy drink, or figuring out how to divide the lemons so each person gets exactly what they want. Remember, with the compromise, each person would take one lemon slice, and perhaps neither person would be happy. With a win-win solution, everyone's problem is solved, but sometimes it's hard to reach that win-win solution. To make the really tough decisions, insist on using objective criteria. And here the focus is on, what are the criteria we will use to make a fair decision? In this case, the question is there enough lemon for both of us? The key then is to find out. How much juice is there? About 50 milliliters. How much do you need? The recipe says 10 milliliters. How much do you need? I don't have a precise requirement. 40 milliliters should be okay. Now this story looks like it's going to have a happy ending. If there wasn't enough juice, some other criteria would have to be used. And they would both have to agree on the criteria. Flipping a coin, rock, paper, scissors. In a permanent relationship between a brother and sister, when the decisions aren't important and they'll balance out over time, these kinds of criteria are perfectly fine, so long as both people agree. However, in business, the objective criteria might be Canadian law or professional guidelines or the contract or the truth based on some sort of research or mediation. The criteria for making a decision should be agreed upon by all sides. So using these principles, this brother and sister were able to find the perfect solution, the solution that solves both of their problems. You can have 10 milliliters of juice in the peel. I'll take the rest of the juice. Sounds perfect. A win-win solution. So now let's look at another problem very quickly. Here are 2 BCIT students. She's thinking, I hope we get at least 90% on this assignment. He's thinking, let's just finish this assignment fast. How do we solve this problem? With principled negotiation. First, separate the people from the problem. She's thinking, he's lazy. He's thinking, she's bossy. Get rid of your negative views of people and focus on the problem. The problem is we have different expectations. Then focus on interests, not positions. Have a learning conversation. Ask why multiple times. Why do you want to finish this quickly? I have a part-time job, so I don't have a lot of study time. I need to work to pay for school. I think I could easily pass this course, but I'm struggling in stats. I need to use my study time for the stats course. How about you? I have a scholarship, and I need to maintain an 80% average for my scholarship to continue. I need the money for school. Also, I'm interested in this class, and I think it would be easy for us to get a high mark. Expectations need to be clarified a bit. How much time are you willing to commit to this assignment? How much time do you think we need to spend on this assignment? The conversation continues. Eventually you figure out positions and interests. Her position is get 90% on the assignment. His position is finish the assignment quickly. Her interest is pay for school by maintaining an overall 80% average in order to continue her scholarship. His interest is to pay for school by working part-time, pass the stats course. It's often interesting how people with very different positions have the same interest, pay for school. You haven't solved the problem yet, but maybe you are feeling a bit more empathy for each other. So now we need to invent options for mutual gain. It's often a good idea to paraphrase what your counterpart said. I hear what you're saying about wanting to get a good mark and continue your scholarship. I'm happy to get a good mark as well, but I'm hoping we can do this project efficiently. Last term, my team wasted so much time. I'd love to get this project done quickly. Let's talk about how to do the project quickly and get a high mark. They are now working towards the same goal. They brainstorm ideas, reach agreements. They even formalize their agreements in a team charter. But there are still remaining questions. We still haven't decided how often we need to meet or how long. To solve this problem, insist on using objective criteria. The students could look at the tasks and the schedule and determine how much time is needed, or they could look at the course outline. The instructor might have a clear recommendation, such as you should meet at least 2 hours per week outside of class. Or the students could look at what other teams are doing, what is common, how often are they meeting. In the end, the team should be able to reach some sort of win-win agreement and a wiser decision simply because they went through the principled negotiation process. Our objective is to do this assignment quickly, but do it well. We'll meet for 90 minutes per week. We've discussed how to make our meetings more effective, and we put this agreement in our team charter. So that's an overview of principled negotiation. Now you might be thinking, yes, but what about more complex situations? For example, what if they're more powerful if you're negotiating with your boss? Or what if they use dirty tricks? Or what if the people are the problem? Well, principled negotiation is still the best method. It empowers you, empowering you to take the best course of action at any given moment. It protects you, protecting you from making bad decisions. It helps you make the most of the assets you have, producing the best possible outcomes available. There's one additional method of principled negotiation that has not been discussed, and that is developing your Batna. Your Batna is your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Agreements are not always possible. Having a well-formed Batna empowers you to consider all of your alternatives during a negotiation. However, this is a topic for another video. So let's conclude. If you're working on a team project in a factory like this, each person may have a different area of expertise, IT services, operations management, procurement, and each team member will see something different as important. A collaborative team is focused on the objective and creates an environment of mutual respect. But differences of opinion will emerge. These differences are best solved using principled negotiation. Separate the people from the problem. Focus on interests, not positions. Invent options for mutual gain, and insist on using objective criteria. Principled negotiation is warm with people and tough with problems. And using principled negotiation, you can create wise agreements quickly.